Picture this. It's the 14th century. Venice isn't just a city of canals and gondolas. It's the financial heartbeat of Europe. Ships pour into its harbors, loaded with spices, silk, and precious metals, turning Venice into the crossroads of global trade. But with trade booming, merchants faced a serious problem. How do you safely move money across oceans filled with pirates, thieves, and political rivalries? The answer? Banking, Venetian style. Venice didn't invent the idea of lending or interest. That goes back thousands of years to Mesopotamia. But Venice systematized banking in a way the world had never seen. They transformed messy, risky, informal lending into something organized, scalable, and powerful enough to fuel an empire. One of the first innovations was the bench system. Merchants conducted business at benches in the marketplace, exchanging currency and making loans. The Italian word for bench, banca, is where we get the word bank. But the Venetians went beyond money changers. They started issuing paper receipts that could be traded like cash. Instead of carrying bags of coins, merchants could carry a slip of paper backed by a trusted banker. That was revolutionary. Then came the Venetian state banks. In 1587, Venice created the Banco della Piazza di Rialto. It was essentially a public bank designed to stabilize finance. Every transaction had to be cleared through the bank's books, reducing fraud and creating one of the earliest forms of a central clearinghouse. Later, the Banco del Giro took it even further, allowing merchants to settle debts just by moving entries from one account to another. This was the birth of book entry banking, the same system we still use today with digital transactions. But here's the genius of Venice. They tied banking to government finance. The Venetian Republic was constantly at war, and wars are expensive. Instead of taxing citizens endlessly, the government borrowed money directly from its wealthy merchants. These loans, known as the prestiti, were mandatory. If you were rich, you had to lend. But in exchange, the state paid interest. The loans were even tradable, creating one of the earliest government bond markets. Sound familiar? That's because modern nations still fund themselves the same way. This fusion of public and private finance turned Venice into a powerhouse. Merchants got security for their wealth, the state got money for its wars, and banking became the foundation of long-term prosperity. The Venetian model spread across Europe, influencing Amsterdam, London, and eventually Wall Street. So when we talk about modern banking, checking accounts, bonds, clearinghouses, much of it traces back to those canals. Venice showed the world that finance wasn't just about storing money. It was about creating trust, scaling trade, and funding empires. The irony? The very system that made Venice rich also fueled rivals who copied and improved it. By the 18th century, Venice's power declined, but its financial legacy lives on every time you swipe a card or check a bank balance.